بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. علماء کرام، اساتذہ izam, my respected elders, senior ulama, students, and all these mothers and sisters downstairs, and people listening online. It happens in every madrasa. A graduation ceremony and Khatm Bukhari is done. And today you are witnessing the Dastarbandi of the people who had spent 7 years, day and night, along with their professional, social life. Today, it seems to be celebration and happiness, which is good and should be. But when we look at Imam Bukhari, what message he left behind on this ajib ending of his life and the kitab. A lot of people had made i'tiraz and accusation. Well, Imam Bukhari, why did you bring this Kitabul Rad ala al-Jahmiyya wa ghayrihim Tawheedahum, or in some nusakh at-Tawheed? So if we look at every word of the sentence of the kitab, let's tackle the name. Why did he choose that? I mean, he could have ended with something nice and joyful and fazail, virtues, sweet things, which we like to hear, fazail and manaqib. Why this bitter ending? Rad. So let's start with the word Rad. Rad means to attack. And a modern book, Clash of Civilization, is very compatible with this name. A clash of civilization within Islam. Imam Bukhari, with this, he is attacking people who declare Tawheed, who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. They do Qibla, they do Namaz, and some of them were in their time that ulama of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah had to hide their heads, flee in exile, or even clamped by the government that they are the terrorists of the Islamic Empire. Ahmad bin Hanbal spent his life in jail for what? Because he did Rad on Mu'tazila, being the greatest influence on Imam Bukhari and the greatest ustaz of Imam Bukhari. Ahmad ibn Hanbal was Amirul Mu'minina fil Hadith, Imam Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and he was world famous that he challenged the emperor Abdullah al-Mamun al-Rashid, who himself has chosen to take the Batil Aqidah of Mu'tazili, and he promoted that because the Qazi ul-Quzat, after the Hanafi scholars Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, he has taken the power, the most powerful executive position in Islamic Khilafat was Qazi ul-Quzat, which was offered to Imam Azam Abu Hanifa. He did not take it, then he had to spend his life in jail and died in jail. Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, the first greatest Abbasi Khalifa and the great-grandfather of Imam Harun al-Rashid. I call him Imam because he was mujtahid. Once a week he would gather the ulama of mujtahideen and he would do munazara with them. He was a mujtahid and he was an Imam. So if the power goes into the wrong hand, Fantazir Sa'a, Qiyamah happened. With all the famous muhaddiseen who were the greatest teachers of Imam Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawud, Tirmizi, Nasai, Ibn Majah, Tahawi. The fitna of Khalq Quran, that Kalamullah is created and is not the sifat of Allah. This was one of the greatest happening in the lifetime of Bukhari, rahimahullah, because when Al-Mamun took the seat of power in the Islamic Empire, the greatest empire on planet Earth at that time, he was 24 years old. So he was young, a brilliant student. It's happened in front of him, in front of his eyes. So the first kitab of Bukhari is handling that fitna. Kitabu Khalqi, Al-Quran, Kitabu Khalqi Afalil Ibad. Now he is one of the greatest amongst the muhaddiseen. He is already Sultanul Muhaddiseen, Amirul Mu'minina fil Hadith. But a lot of people don't know his other secrets and talents. From among the muhaddiseen, he has written a kitab which in human history, not just in Islam, remember that. In human history, nobody had written such an authentic kitab that the Muslim Ummah made ijma asahul kutubi. بعد كتاب الله الجامع الصحيح للبخاري. The most authentic kitab on planet Earth. After Quran, the most sahih is Imam Bukhari's work. He has done something throughout the human history, or at least Islamic history. No one had done that before or after. Imam Malik had done that, and Imam Shafi said that أصح الكتب بعد كتاب الله تحت أديم السماء المؤتى للإمام مالك. He's broken that record. Because in Mu'atta he's full of other things, balaghat, and there's about 700-800 hadith, which he collected from 40,000 ahadith. So Imam Malik was a muhaddis, and he was Imam, mujtahid, faqih, founder of the second greatest fiqhi madhab in Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah group. But what Imam Bukhari's other talent are, that he was the Ra'isul Kullabiyya in his lifetime, meaning he was Imamu Ahli Sunnati wal Jama'ah fi Tawheed wal I'tiqad. And no one had done such a beautiful job on I'tiqad and Yaqeen and Iman and theology like Imam Bukhari had done. And because of that, he was exiled from his home, and he stood with the Ahle Haqq, and he did not compromise with them. Imam Ibn Hajar writes in his Fathul Bari in the Muqaddimah that Imam Bukhari on this mas'ala, so Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal was sent jail and punished for doing rad on the Mu'tazila. Now the opposite happens to Imam Bukhari. He is called Mu'tazila. In Al-Abwab wa Tarajim, Shaykh al-Hind rahimahullah said that Imam Bukhari was labeled to be Mu'tazili, Shaykh al-Hind. So what is it all about? Why is Imam Bukhari leaving this at the end, like a lot of muhaddiseen has written? This should have been the first, because this is Iman. Because Tawheed is Tawheedul Zat, Tawheedul Af'al, and Tawheedul Sifat. And in Tasawwuf, we have that, the Naqshbandi, the Chishti, the Qadiriyya, and Naqshbandiyya, Mujaddidiyya. You have these three levels. So now, Imam Bukhari has taken his Aqidah from amongst the most famous is Abdullah ibn Sa'id ibn al-Qattan al-Kullabi. In Fatawa Zahiriyya, he writes that Imam Kullabi lahu ashabun wa qawa'id wa kutub. And one of the kitab this Imam Kullabi has written is Kitabul Raddi ala al-Hashwiyya. And another kitab, Kitabul Raddi ala al-Mu'tazila wal-Jahmiyya. So he inherited that. So there he writes that now Ibn Kullab died in 240 Hijri. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal died in 240 Hijri. And they were companions, and they used to sit in each other's majlis. Ibn Kullab was the finest mutakallim of his time, and he was Imamu Ahli Sunnati wal Jama'ah before Imam Ash'ari and Maturidi. Imam Ash'ari was not born when Imam Kullabi was Imamu Ahli Sunnati wal Jama'ah. And Imam Bukhari inherited that group, Al-Kullabiyah, which is the senior Ash'ari Maturidi school, because Imam Ash'ari and Maturidi were influenced by Imam Kullabi. Now, Imam Kullabi lived in the time of Imam Muhammad's student. So, Imam Muhammad is the teacher of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, like he is the teacher of Imam Shafi'i. So therefore, before Imam Ash'ari, kana ashabu Abi Hanifa al-muzhirina li mazhabi ahli sunnati wal jama'ah, that before Imam Ash'ari, the Ahlus Sunnat wal Jama'at Aqidah and Tawheed was given ghalaba liyuzhirahu ala ad-dini kullihi. They gave victory. Imam Abu Hanifa's student was in the Maidan to challenge the Batil Firqa and to protect the Aqidah of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So, Imam Kullabi did not do any ikhtilaf, not a single ikhtilaf, with the Abu Hanifa usul of Aqidah. So therefore, Imam Bukhari is the student of Imam Kullabi, and he is the Imam Ahli Sunnati wal Jama'ah of that time. So then, the mazhab which Imam Bukhari owned in Aqidah or applied or promoted, it was 100% influenced by Abu Hanifa's Aqidah, because Imam Abu Hanifa awwalu man dawwana ilm al-i'tiqad wal usul ad-diniyya biqawati' al-barahin al-yaqiniyya. And we cannot forget the contribution of Imam al-Muhaddisin wa Imam Ahli Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and the Mujaddid of his time, Imam Shafi'i, said, "An-nasu iyalun fil fiqhi ala Abi Hanifa." When Abu Hanifa himself had explained what is fiqh, he says fiqh is of two kinds, fiqhul akbar and fiqhul asghar. Fiqhul akbar ma yata'allaqu bil i'tiqad, wal fiqhul asghar ma yata'allaqu bil ahkam. So then he had certified that every people after Abu Hanifa who wants to understand what is fiqh, man arada al-fiqha fa alayhi bi ashabi Abi Hanifa. One who wants the sahih understanding of the Quran and the ahadithul Rasul, they must sit with the student of Abu Hanifa. Abu Hanifa is the founding father of fiqh. So fiqh is aqidah and fiqh is ahkam. So when we say he is the awwalu man dawwana al-fiqh, ay fiqhul i'tiqad and fiqhul ahkam. And a lot of people don't know that. And they are amazed and surprised because Abu Hanifa, kana Abu Hanifa, mutakallimu hadhihi al-umma fi zamanihi. Kana Abu Hanifa mutakallimu hadhihi al-umma fi zamanihi. He was Betaj Badshah. Aqide mein और कलाम में 72 बातिल फिरका. So Kitabul Rad. So now this, all the Mufassirin and all the Muhaddiseen of Islam till today, they are under the influence and inspired by Imam Abu Hanifa, because Imam Shafi has given the fatwa that Abu Hanifa is the father of fiqh, and tafsir is the fiqh of the Quran, and Fathul Bari, Umdatul Qari, Shuruhul Ahadith and Ahkam, even Imam Bukhari, Fiqhul Bukhari, fi Tarajimi. Where did he get that? Because the founding father of fiqh is Abu Hanifa. So everything goes back to Abu Hanifa. On the Kitabul Rad, Anbiya, their life, the whole Quran is about Rudud al-Kuffar, wal-Mushrikeen, wal-Mulhideen, wal-Munafiqeen. Allah Himself has done Rad on the Kuffar and the Mushrikeen. Ta'ala Allahu amma yasifun. Allah is the first one to give fatwa that kafir is Jahannami and mushrik is Jahannami. The Quran is full of fight. The Quran is full of وَأَمَّا حِرْفَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ جَمِيعُهُمْ كَانَ الرَّدُّ عَلَى الْمُخَالِفِينَ. So Imam Bukhari is not new to write Kitabul Rad. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq was the first man. Rasulullah did Rad. On Badr, what was the Rad? Physical Rad with the weapon. Because the Ahle Makkah did not like him, he had to flee. They wanted to stop him. All the Anbiya, وَيَقْتُلُونَ الْأَنْبِيَا بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ وَيَقْتُلُونَ النَّبِيِّينَ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ. Anbiya were killed and murdered and crucified and burnt and cut into middle and assassinated. Why? Because the opposition could not tolerate them. They did not come with mitai and just fazail. They came with hard things. They were killed in this da'wah, in this tabligh. They were murdered. They were imprisoned. Yusuf alayhi salam was in prison. Wasn't Makkah a prison for the Muslimin? Life of hell in Makkah. So then, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, he fought against the whole Muslim nation who declared they are not going to give zakat. And he killed them. Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Usman was killed by the opposition and murdered. Hazrat Umar was killed by the opposition who did not like Hazrat Umar, the Majusi people, in the name of Islam. The Munafiqeen in the masjid was Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. They slandered on the Ummahatul Mu'minin. Allah had to send the Quran to shut their mouth. So the enemies were inside the masjid, in the first sufuf. Ra'isu al-Munafiqeen. So Rudud is La ilaha illallah, first Rad. Your iman is not perfect if you don't do Rad. For a Nasrani to become Muslim, he has to Rad that Hazrat Isa is not son of God. He has to do Rad. So our iman starts with attack. Then Hazrat Ali, he fought the Khawarij and the Mu'tazila and the other Shia, the Saba'iyya. He burnt them when they said, Ali is God. So then we have Rad. Imam Abu Hanifa's whole kitab is Rad. Fiqhul Akbar is Rad. Imam Abu Yusuf, Muhammad and Hamad and Zufar, they were doing Rad and attack. Hassan Basri did Rad and he said, you are Mu'tazili and you are Hashwiya. Get out of my majlis. So you have to do Rad. Imam Bukhari is saying, sweet, I say sometime, Bukhari is a battlefield. And Imam Bukhari is a warrior. He lived a warrior and he died a warrior. So the message to you, when you wear your turban, you are going to protect the deen and the aqidah. If it needs, you must attack, because the Anbiya attacked and the Sahaba attacked and the Tabi'in attacked and Imam Bukhari attacked and all the Mutakallimin. Hazrat Rashid Ahmad Gangohi, he attacked the Barlavis. And Hussain Ahmad Badani, he attacked the Maududis, declared their batil. Hazrat Sheikh Zakaria, he wrote Fitna Maududi. This is attack. Qasim Nanotavi, all his life, he was called the Razi and the Ghazali of his time. How did he get that laqab? Because Razi and Ghazali fought and they became mujaddid of their time, because Imam Ghazali, he was known to be Hujjatul Islam because he attacked the philosophers of the Muslim Ummah. And Razi did the same. He fought against the Mujassima and the Hashwiya of Afghanistan, and he said majority of the Hanabila are Hashwiya, and he wrote this kitab called Asasut Taqdees, where he talks, Hazrat Shaykh Rahimahullah said, it is my wish that this Asasut Taqdees should be part of the syllabus of all the madaris in Kanzul Mutawari. So may Allah give us this is not just a pride, it's a liability. The sanad is a liability. To be a Maulana is a responsibility. So you have to carry that rad. You are there to protect, and without rad, you can't protect the deen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم يا كريم